Y'all, we come with 13 disturbing details in P. Diddy's indictment. Y'all, listen, I ain't gonna lie. The only reason why I'm here, y'all, because I heard through the grapevine, this nigga had 1,000 bottles of baby oil in his damn crib. See, I just need to figure out how they finna even come up with an excuse for this. Like nigga, y'all, this is the level of freak that, like, I don't even think y'all could even fathom how freaky you gotta be to have a thousand bottles of baby oil, nigga, and lube. Nigga, hey, I ain't gonna lie. P. Diddy, like, nigga, listen, you really a villain. You did your thing when you dressed up as the Joker, cause nigga, you're different. Nigga, you a freaky frog. No cap.
You's a freaky ass nigga.
Let's go ahead and get into the video. Welcome, new people, new subscribers up.
Sean Combs stood in Times Square and was handed a key to New York City. Today, he's been indicted and will face justice in the Southern District of New York.
Talk to him.
One of the most famous names in the hip-hop world.
I ain't gonna lie. Diddy do like a nigga who hit people.
Federal court.
Like, no cap.
Many people have come forward in recent months to accuse.
Hey, bro, you tell me if you see a nigga like this, you don't tell me that he look like he beat his women. Like, no cap.
Sean Diddy Combs of abuse, sex trafficking, drug possession.
What does that mean? I don't know.
Now, the federal government is getting involved and promising to bring down the rap mogul's alleged criminal empire. Welcome to Sidebar.
See, look at this nigga. He like he used to box back in the day. Like the UFC was his past life.
To investigate and prosecute anyone who engages in sex trafficking, no matter how powerful or wealthy or famous you may be. No one should doubt our commitment on that.
Talk about a day in the legal and crime world.
Talk to me.
It all centers around Sean Diddy Combs and all of these details and filings in his new criminal case, and we're going to break it down for you right now, give you everything you need to know. So, the Southern District of New York is promising justice for multiple victims who...
I don't know, that diamond on the tooth just make your teeth look crazy, dog. Like, I get why niggas have veneers now, or maybe niggas just don't brush their teeth, dog. Like, I don't know, like, if you got a diamond on your tooth, bro, your teeth gotta be, like, pearly white, like me. Like, sir, what the hell is you doing? Why your teeth look like that?
You say that rapper, producer, businessman Combs used his power, and wealth to intimidate them into doing his bidding, whether that was obtaining drugs or performing sexually or cleaning up after apparent sex acts. Now, we've of course been reporting on Combs for months here on Sidebar. In November of last year, Cassandra Ventura, Cassie Combs' ex...
Diddy, see, this is why Diddy, look at this woman that you with. Look at her. Like, how do you even, like, to raise your hand in a mean and disrespectful way? The only way I raise my hand in any type of way is in the bedroom. Like, sir, what is you doing? What is you doing, bro? How you sell a bag like this? And I think Shawty got like 30 million off this nigga. Shit, hit me. Shit, on me. God damn, Shawty got 30 million just cause she got hit. Hit me about 3-4 times. Nigga, if I come away with 90 million, shit, he could be me senseless. No cap, nigga. What? But nigga, bro, this is crazy. Look how beautiful this woman is. Why would you even like? But listen. I'm not even trying to justify it. But what I'm saying is, I'm not even gonna say she innocent, but that don't mean that you gonna raise your hand against a woman. Like, that's crazy, dog.
Filed a huge lawsuit against him, claiming that he abused her physically, sexually, emotionally for years before she was finally able to get away. Now, Combs denied everything she had to say.
Look at her.
Settled the lawsuit with her just one day after it was filed, but we know that set off a chain reaction. Multiple other lawsuits against him.
Oh, that's the son. That look just like him.
Were filed alleging sexual abuse, sex trafficking, illegal narcotics possession, violence. Then, in March of this year,
boy, they can't. Y'all remember? My bad. I'm finna be pausing a lot, but listen, this is like reaction. We breaking down everything. The original video gonna be down in the description. But listen, but y'all remember when well, y'all probably wasn't here. There's new people here, but we reacted to these niggas coming in army, fucking like GTA, like armored trucks, bro. This is crazy. This don't even look real. But they already know. But they know though. They know like Diddy is a villain. No cap.
They show up.
They gotta come right.
Homes in both Miami and Los Angeles, search warrants in hand. They raided both locations, seemingly collecting a huge amount of evidence, which we will get through in a moment. And we learned at the time that this was connected to a sex trafficking investigation out of the Southern District of New York, but we didn't know all the exact details. Well, you fast forward to this week, and Combs was officially arrested Monday night at the Park Hyatt Hotel in New York out in Manhattan. According to his defense team, he had been booked there since September 5th, that was nearly 2 weeks ago, and he was in town in anticipation of the charges being filed, which is important because now that Combs has been arrested and charged, he says this is an example to show he's not a flight risk. He's been cooperative. However, when U.S. Attorney Damian Williams, again from the Southern District of New York, held a press conference and was asked about Combs' cooperation in this case, he seemed skeptical.
Let me just say this. I think that generally and with increasing frequency, the word cooperative or cooperating has taken on tremendous elasticity and no longer really bears any relation to what the word means when we use it in a very specific context. So responding to lawful process and the like does not qualify as cooperation when we use that term here.
By the way, as we sort through all these legal filings around Sean Combs, and there's a lot to get into, can I just take...
Can we talk about the 1,000 bottles on Baby Oil?
Something positive.
Please.
Yeah,
that's why I'm here.
That I think you're actually going to really love. Would you want cash back when you buy gas and groceries?
Nigga, what are you talking about? What? Get the... Bruh, he just came out of nowhere with that. Boy, if you don't get out of my face, what is he talking about?
Against Sean Combs. So, prosecutors filed documents in federal court that lay out the accusations against Combs and his associates. Although, to be clear, Combs is the only one named in this filing for now. He faces 3 charges. Racketeering conspiracy,
what is that? Sex
trafficking, force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution.
Damn.
Now, during a hearing on Tuesday, Combs entered a not guilty plea to every charge. And if he is convicted of all charges, Combs faces a minimum of 15 years in prison with the possibility that the 54-year-old could spend the rest of his life behind bars. That's 54? What we're talking about here. So we're going to break down each of these counts for you, as well as more on why Combs says he should be allowed out on bail while he waits trial. And let's start with the indictment. It's 14 pages, jam-packed with information. I want to hit the highlights. So first, right out of the gate, the government lays out some pretty damning accusations.
Okay.
Quote, for decades, Sean Combs, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, a.k.a. P. Diddy, a.k.a. P. D, Love, they, throughout the course of this indictment, refer to him by his many monikers.
Okay.
The defendant abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation.
Do you know how freaky you gotta be, bro? Like, bro, he said, nigga, you gonna do this. Or like, nigga, I'm gonna beat this. Like, yo. I actually, like, bro, I've been hearing through the grapevine, like, I've been doing my, like, little research before I clicked on this video. Like, he really wasn't one of them ones. Like, people actually scared of this nigga. Which is insane. Like, I heard he used to get bullied by, Suge Knight. Now this nigga, like, he top dog. Like, he really running shit.
And
well, not no more, but shit.
To do so, Combs relied on the employees, resources, and influence of the multifaceted business empire that he led and controlled, creating a criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other crimes, sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery,
kidnapping is crazy.
Which brings me now to count 1, racketeering conspiracy. So the main idea here is that there is a criminal agreement, an agreement to engage in racketeering. And racketeering is when there is a criminal enterprise, it's like organized crime, a grouping of people who break the law.
I knew that.
They commit crimes. Now, it doesn't need to be Sean Combs Breaks the Law LLC. You don't need an official company. Just an organized group of people, organized crime. And a criminal enterprise is supposed to have a common goal. So whether it was to benefit financially, whether it was to satisfy Sean Combs' sexual desires, whether it was to protect him, there has to be a common goal in mind. We saw this, we're seeing this actually, I should say, in the Young Thug trial out of Georgia. The prosecution listed a number of different crimes. They're trying to say this wasn't done in an individual capacity, but it was done to further that gang. Similar idea here. Okay. Now also, as you're going to see here, in a racketeering case, There are numerous predicate crimes. These are underlying crimes that Combs is not specifically charged with, like arson or kidnapping or forced labor, but they are crimes under the umbrella of the larger criminal enterprise. By the way, I should tell you.
So you saying that Diddy had people doing the kidnapping and arson for him, but I did hear like that he blew up a kid, cut his car or something. Like, bruh, like I'm telling you, this nigga's a villain. Like he really moved like
are very
like the Joker,
allegations,
the Penguin,
forward by Rodney Little Rod Jones, Combs' former producer, who was one of the people that filed a sexual assault lawsuit against him and said there were violations of racketeering law. In fact, although no one is specifically
you touching on your producers too,
you can kind of see who those alleged victims of Combs are, their allegations, that they were the basis for the charges here, especially Cassandra Ventura. Because we all know that when that video back in 2016 was released by CNN a few months ago of Sean Combs purportedly beating Cassandra Ventura in a...
I ain't gonna lie, bro. The hotel is insane for like letting him pay them off. Bro, this lady got beat. Y'all, if y'all ain't seen this video, if y'all young blood, do not watch the video. But if y'all haven't seen this video and y'all old enough, bro, go watch it. Bro, this video was insane. Bro, like, put her on the ground, punched her, kicked her, but then dragged Shawty to the room by her head. Bro, this nigga was going stupid.
Hotel elevator bank that was publicized.
He punched this shit.
He apologized for on Instagram. That is mentioned specifically in this indictment. Now, reading from the indictment, it says, quote, the defendant and others, known and unknown, participated in unlawful and other activities related to the conduct of the Combs Enterprises affairs.
Okay.
These individuals included certain Combs business employees, such as members of Combs security staff, household staff, personal assistants, and high-ranking supervisors, as well as other close associates of Combs. Now, one of the most startling examples of Combs' alleged control over those around him came from the description of apparent sex parties called freak-offs. This is something that Ventura
that's some
and
freaky
others
ass
alleged in their lawsuit.
What is a freak-off?
Well, the indictment said...
Like, y'all, that's like a talent. It sounds like a talent show. Just like, who could get the freakiest? Like, nigga, you're crazy. Like, bro, and y'all corny as hell for naming that shit freak-offs, but we're not even finna get to that. I just want to know who was there. I just want to know who was in attendance. Because to show up, bro, we already know who's top on the list. Meek Mill, bro. We know Meek Mill was at all of those. We know he was. Like, I heard Jay-Z too, but look, I heard he chilled out on it after a while. Like, he got married and chill. To be honest, once you get, nigga, you got Beyonce, boy, you better not be in no damn freak house, boy. Shit, boy.
Combs and other members and associates of the Combs Enterprise wielded the power and prestige of Combs' role at the Combs business to intimidate, threaten, and lure female victims into Combs' orbit, often under the pretense
of making him sound crazy right now.
Combs then used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sex acts with male commercial sex workers that Combs referred to as, among other things, freak-offs.
Bro, that's crazy,
Freak-offs
bro.
were elaborate and produced sex performances that Combs arranged, directed, I'm not going to say the next part, basically pleasured himself during and often electronically recorded. In arranging these freak-offs, Combs, with the assistance of members and associates of the Combs Enterprise, transported and caused to be transported commercial sex workers across state lines and internationally. Freak-offs occurred regularly.
Nick, how do you, like, bro? How is this shit not purple? Like, how is this not fell off regularly, multiple days? Bro, with multiple people. Sir. We ain't hear about no condoms in your crib. We only heard about lube and baby oil. Sir. Boy, you a nasty boy. That boy said, bro, forget the hub, nigga. I got the hub in my house. Boy, that boy's a nasty mother.
Sometimes lasted multiple days and often involved multiple commercial sex workers. So this is also kind of a flavor of the sex trafficking charge, which we'll get to a little bit later.
Nobody can match Diddy freak, no cap.
A variety of controlled substances to victims, in part to keep the victims obedient and compliant. Sometimes, unbeknownst to the victims, Combs kept videos he filmed of victims engaging in sex acts with commercial sex workers. After freak-offs, Combs and the victims typically received IV fluids to recover from the physical exertion and
God, is y'all hearing what I'm hearing? Yo, these niggas was so tired that they had to take IV. Nigga, they had to take IV to recover. Y'all know that shit when you sick and the doctor gotta put into you. Oh my God. You know. This nigga is the freakiest nigga of all time. Literally, like on God, I never in my life, yo. I didn't heard about going all day, all night. This nigga going multiple days. Bro, he need IV to recover. There's no fucking way. Bro, throw away the key. He said, bro, to be honest, he need to be by himself. Cause he might be a danger to the men in there. No cap. Listen, if he get a hold to any man in the prison, I feel bad for him. No cap. He finna put them through a workout. Literally. Wait, what?
drug use. The indictment then provides more details about what Combs expected his employees to do before, during,
They gotta keep
and
boy.
after
He
these
need to be in
sessions.
solitary
Now,
confinement.
Combs did not do this all on his own.
Yeah, no.
As I mentioned, Combs has been charged with RICO conspiracy. He used his business and employees of that business and other close associates to get his way. Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff.
Everybody?
The indictment alleges that those individuals facilitated the freak-offs. They booked the hotel rooms and stocked them with the supplies.
The baby oil and the
drugs,
lube?
baby oil, personal lubricant, extra linens,
That was-
and lighting. When the hotel...
This nigga even had lighting. This nigga, y'all, he was really making movies. Literally, this nigga had my dumb, bruh, if I'm trying to go crazy, you think I'm thinking about, wanna make the lights right? Nigga, boy, oh my God. Boy, I ain't gonna lie. I low-key want to see a video. I'm just curious, bro. You can't say you not, bro. You can't say you not. You can't say you don't want to see a freak out video, bro. Like you know you curious, bro. You know you curious. Stop.
Hotel rooms got damaged. They helped clean it up.
Or they got damaged.
They arranged for victims and commercial sex workers to travel for the freak-offs, and they delivered large quantities of cash to Combs to pay for the commercial sex workers.
According to the indictment, in or about March of
Here you go.
2024, during searches of Combs' residences in
Here you go.
Florida and Los Angeles,
Here you go.
California law enforcement seized various freak-off supplies, including narcotics and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant.
Wait, and it was lube. Like it was thousands of those too. Lubes too. This nigga is a danger to society. Nigga, it say more than 1,000 bottles. Bro, if he don't get found guilty of that, nigga, I don't know bro, you can't tell me you just put all that on your skin, bro. Like what you need 1,000 bottles? Bro, please look at him on the stand and ask that question. What did you need all them baby bottles of oil for? What do you need that for? What do you need that for?
Wow, you talk about physical evidence here to prove these claims.
Insane.
Now, federal prosecutors allege that Combs used the threat of violence as well as actual assaults to keep his alleged victims in line. The indictment reads, quote, Combs maintained control over his victims through, among other things, physical violence, promises of career opportunities, granting and threatening to withhold financial support, and by other coercive means, including tracking their whereabouts, dictating the victim's appearance, monitoring their medical records, controlling their housing, and supplying them with controlled substances.
Oh, this nigga's crazy.
During and separate from freak-offs, Combs, among other things, hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims at times by the hair. These assaults often resulted in injuries that took days or weeks to heal. Combs also threatened victims' careers and livelihoods, including if they resisted participating in freak.
Bro, I ain't gonna cap. This would be the hardest case to be young. Because literally they have evidence of all this shit. They literally have evidence of everything they saying. Literally, they have evidence. And they got videos of the freak-offs and pictures. Nigga, bro, you're good. You're good. What could he say? What could he say? But I don't know, bro. Like, Yeah, he's cooked, bro. If y'all think y'all let me know if y'all think Diddy gonna beat the case, bro. Yeah, let me know.
So
I don't think he just gonna get some years.
First count racketeering.
I don't know how many.
Now I want to talk quickly about the other 2 counts that he faces. So count 2 is a charge of sex trafficking of a victim by using force or coercion or fraud to have that person engage in commercial sex acts that are either for money or something of value is promised or given. And there were allegations that Combs had made
nasty boy,
opportunities and so forth to get what he wanted. And he's also charged with count 3, which is related to the transportation of people for purposes of prostitution. Now, quick side note about this. This is a comprehensive indictment.
This is all due to him being so freaky.
It doesn't have a lot of details about what evidence prosecutors have to prove all of this. It also doesn't include every allegation that has been asserted against Combs in numerous civil complaints. For instance, there is nothing regarding minors. You know, there's been a lot of allegations that there were minors at these Combs parties, which we had heard before in these other allegations and these other complaints. Nothing about minors here. Okay. Now, Damian Williams, the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, said that it's possible more charges could be on the way. He wouldn't confirm it one way or another, said nothing's off the table, so we don't know.
If they got videos,
there wasn't enough evidence to prove that there were minors at these parties or Combs did anything
if they got video
to minors. But I tell you what, we did get a lot more information from another filing from the prosecution. I'll get to that in a second. First, I have to get to the defense because in a letter filed with the court on Tuesday, Combs' defense team laid out a proposed bail package for their client.
That nigga's not getting bail, bro.
Released pending
trial. Did he get denied already?
And they explained why his actions over the last 6 months point toward cooperation, not avoidance. They also call out the government for seemingly making things more difficult than they had to be. His team writes, quote, "Through counsel, Mr. Combs promptly told the government that he had voluntarily come to New York, offered to tell them specifically where he was, and offered to turn himself in at the appropriate time. Even though Mr. Combs came to New York, authorized his lawyers to tell the government of his location, and offered to self-surrender, the government effected an arrest last evening. This, we know, is the government's right. However, that he traveled to New York to self-surrender is also something the court should consider."
True.
So what is this bail package that the defense outlines? Well, here are some of the main points. 1, a $50 million bond co-signed by Combs, his mother, his sister, the mother of his eldest daughter, and his 3 adult sons. That $50 million...
See, bro, this is where it gets sad, bro. Bro got his mom, his sister, and, you know, the mother of his oldest daughter, and 3 kids, bro. I mean, 3 sons, bro. So, like, even though this man is a freak, bro, like, he got a family, dog. He got a family. And, I mean, it's only sad because it's like, bro, like, a family is losing their father to some crazy allegations, bro. And then just imagine, like, I don't know, bro. If my son or daughter, like, was, I don't even know how I would react if I found out my kids was having freakouts, bro. Like, as Diddy mom, what, like, I would be like, what the fuck? Like, I don't even know. Like, I don't know. Anyway.
Would be secured by the equity in Combs' Miami home. The appraised value of that home on Star Island is $48 million. So in other words, this is what he's saying. You can secure money. You can know that I'm not going to flee the country. I'm not going to break the bail conditions.
No, that's real.
Putting this home up. The defense says that Combs paid off the remaining mortgage, $18 million, so he could use it to secure a bond. The equity in his mother's home in Miami could also be used as collateral. And the letter goes on to say that Combs' travel would be restricted to the Southern District of Florida and the Southern District of New York. Combs apparently surrendered his passport to his attorneys right after the raids on his home, and several of his family members, including his children, have surrendered their passports too.
Damn.
Combs' counsel says he is currently working on selling his private plane, so he wouldn't be able to just jet off to some exotic locale that has no extradition with the United States. In the bail package information, it's also revealed that Combs wants to be under house arrest and would agree to GPS monitoring. The letter from Combs' attorneys also fires back at the assistant U.S. attorneys working on the case, saying they reached out to him in the days before the raids, but never got any reply. And then on...
Nigga, they try to give you a heads up so you can get rid of all your damn baby and your videos and nigga, you ain't pick up? Nigga, they try to...
March 25th, agents swooped in with a big show of force, which the attorneys insist was unnecessary. The filing also goes into...
Nigga, we called you. We called you. What you mean?
philanthropic.
Unnecessary. We called you, literally. We gave you a heads up. You didn't pick up.
His donations to open a charter school in New York and his work fundraising to get PPE for frontline workers during the COVID-19 pandemic. At the end of the document, the defense team states Sean Combs has never evaded, avoided, eluded, or run from a challenge in his life. He will not start now.
Okay.
As he has handled every hardship, he will meet this case head on. He will work hard to defend himself, and he will prevail. Now, the prosecution had a different view. So the prosecution team also sent a letter to the judge defending their assertion that Combs should be locked up with no bail. Their letter states, quote, as reflected by the gravity of the charges in the indictment, the defendant is dangerous and poses an ongoing threat to the safety of the community. If released, he remains a serious risk of flight despite the conditions offered by his counsel.
Ain't gonna lie. They ain't lying. Cause nigga, if a nigga told me the minimum I'm serving is 15 years to life, and I'm 54 years old, my nigga, cuz I ain't gonna lie, I might have to fly away too, nigga. I ain't gonna lie, I might have to get away too.
The defendant also poses a significant risk of obstructing justice. The letter also goes into more detail about some of those specific situations that Combs was allegedly involved in that point to the lengths he would reportedly go to get what he wanted. For example, quote, the defendant ensured the victims would participate in freak-offs through coercion and violence. For instance, the defendant provided controlled substances, including ketamine, ecstasy, GHB, to female victims so that they could and would continue to engage in freak-offs despite fatigue, physical and emotional exhaustion, and pain.
Yeah, this nigga need to go. Bro, like, how is... Nigga, bro, he gotta have the most stamina in the world, bro. Bro, they so tired, dog. They literally in physical, emotional, and they are exhausted. And this nigga still trying to go. My God.
Additionally, both during freak-offs and separate from freak-offs, the defendant subjected female victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse in part to cause them to engage in freak-offs. The defendant hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged female victims, sometimes by their hair. At least a dozen witnesses will confirm that they personally observed the defendant's violence towards women and or the injuries sustained by women at the defendant's hand. Now, back to that 2016 video that I mentioned of Combs allegedly attacking Cassandra Ventura out in LA. They say in this letter, prosecution, they claim that Combs used money and influence to try to keep that video from getting out.
That's true, he did.
Quote, when a member of
I think it was 30 million.
staff intervened,
or 15, some shit
the
like that.
defendant attempted to offer their hotel security officer a stack of cash to ensure his silence. After the security guard refused the defendant's bribe,
Maybe it was 30,000 or 15,000. It was some. I don't think it was like millions. It was like thousands or something, if I'm not mistaken. It wasn't a lot of money, but they took it.
and after coordination between the defendant and his employees, the defendant's staff contacted other members of hotel security. Within days of the incident, the surveillance video disappeared from the hotel's server.
That's
And
crazy.
this is the exact allegations put forward by Cassandra Ventura,
That's
which
insane.
makes you wonder, is she one of the cooperating witnesses with the government? You have to believe so. And clearly,
Hell yeah.
there is something to be said
Let that nigga
that the
go.
prosecutors here are believing the account of Ventura and possibly these other alleged victims. It's not just them filing a lawsuit against Sean Combs. They are believing these allegations to substantiate criminal charges. That's big. Now, the letter also references another alleged incident that was first revealed in Ventura's lawsuit last fall when she alleged that Combs set fire to fellow recording artist Kid Cudi's car.
So it is
when
true.
He seemed to show
It is true.
interest in Ventura.
So it's a fact.
According to the file,
He did do
in
that.
the early morning hours of December 22nd, 2011, the defendant and a
Oh, this nigga, it's almost Christmas. Bro, oh yeah, lock him up. He don't even give a damn about Christmas. But like, bro, people trying to get Christmas gifts, last minute Christmas gift. People happy. Like, it's December. Nigga, you supposed to be watching the Polar Express. Nigga, you supposed to be watching Christmas movies. What is you going out blowing people cards up? Bro, nah. He gotta stay locked up. Cause if he on demon time, like 3-4 days before Christmas, what won't he do?
conspirator kidnapped
What won't
an
he do?
individual at gunpoint to facilitate breaking into and entering the residence of individual one. Multiple witnesses would testify at trial to the events surrounding the kidnapping and break-in, the latter of which is corroborated by police reports and other records.
Well, he kidnapped Kid
Approximately
Cudi?
2 weeks later, the defendant's co-conspirator set fire to individual one's
That's Kid
vehicle,
Cudi.
slicing open the car's convertible top and dropping a Molotov cocktail inside the interior. Police and fire department reports extensively document the arson and conclude that the fire was intentionally set. Multiple witnesses would also testify to the defendant bragging about his role in destroying individual one's car.
Bro.
So again, prosecutors really taking Cassandra Venture's allegations as true.
Real life.
And again, while he's not specifically charged with arson, that is a part of the racketeering charge. Goes on, the prosecution, they raised concerns about Combs' access to weapons as well, especially firearms. The letter includes photographs of weapons found in Combs' homes. Again, this is all the reason why they believe he should be denied bail. In March of 2024, during searches of the defendant's residences in Miami, Florida, and Los Angeles, California, law enforcement seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 AR-15s, each with defaced serial numbers, as well as a large capacity drum magazine.
That's insane. I ain't gonna
As
lie.
pictured in a close-up image, the serial number of one of the AR-15s is visibly bored through and obscured. By the way, that in and of itself is a federal crime.
Yeah,
we did an episode about the recent potential shooting of
crazy
former President Donald Trump.
Yeah.
That individual is charged with that crime.
Wait, that was him? That's the dude who shot him? That's him? I thought they said thought he died. That's him?
The filing goes on to state, quote, 2 of the 3 defaced AR-15s were found in the defendant's Miami bedroom closet, stored broken down in parts, along with magazines that were loaded with ammunition. In addition, 6 legally purchased guns with serial numbers, some of which were stored in gun safes, were recovered from the defendant's residences. Now, from there, in this bail letter, Combs is also accused of trying to influence witnesses. Prosecutors state, quote, specifically following the November 2023 lawsuit, the defendant and intermediaries acting on his behalf reached out to potential victims and witnesses to the alleged conduct, including individuals he did not speak to regularly and had not spoken to in years, to attempt to feed those victims and witnesses false narratives about the defendant's criminal conduct. For example, on or about November 19, 2023, just 3 days after the filing of the lawsuit described above, this is the Cassandra Ventura one, the defendant made multiple calls to another victim of his sexual abuse and recorded certain of those calls under the cell phone.
Bro, I heard he called some girl like 54 times, bro, in the same day, cuz. 54. Yo! I ain't gonna lie, bro. If a nigga call me 50, like, yo, I get pissed. I'll probably be pissed by the 3rd or 4th. But 50 more times, bro? Nigga, bro, like, you gonna make me want to snitch on you. I wasn't even finna do it, but I don't want to. Like, what the hell?
Using the cell phone of a
54 times?
During the calls, the defendant repeatedly asked for the victim's support and friendship and attempted to convince the victim that she had willingly engaged in acts constituting sexual abuse.
So she willingly... We try to convince her that she willingly took sexual abuse. This nigga...
The defendant also assured the victim that if she needed the defendant to, she ain't got to worry about nothing else. Quote, even more concerning since learning about the criminal investigation, including the execution of the search warrants at his residences, Combs contacted other witnesses on multiple occasions, including other witnesses who had received grand jury subpoenas, basically accusing him of obstruction. And by the way, the prosecution also points out that many of the crimes
he's not getting out, bro.
that Combs is accused of happened in his home. So putting him on house arrest, they would say, doesn't do much to mitigate potential wrongdoing inside his residence. Now they talk about the weight of the evidence, how much they have. Remember I said there wasn't a lot in the indictment? Well, here they talk about the weight of the evidence as a factor to consider in whether to deny bail. Quote, as to witnesses, to date, the government has conducted interviews with over 50 victims and witnesses.
50? Nigga, you got 50 victims and witnesses? Oh, this... Boy, they trying to lock you. Boy, they trying to get you gone.
Many of whom saw or experienced the defendant's abuse. Many of these witnesses corroborate one another, and their accounts are consistent with the other types of evidence discussed below. The government only expects that number to continue to grow, given that the investigation, which is now public, is ongoing. And also, the prosecution revealed in its filing that the government has seized more than 90 cell phones, laptops, cloud storage accounts, hard drives, thumb drives, cameras, a surveillance system that they say shows this criminal activity. So based on that, we can assume that the evidence the Southern District of New York has against Combs is likely vast. Quote, the evidence also consists of physical evidence, which was seized pursuant to search warrants executed at the defendant's residences in Los Angeles and Miami, as well as on his person and the persons of certain co-conspirators. In addition to the firearms and electronics discussed above, the physical evidence also includes other evidence of freak-offs, including over 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Personal lubricant. Pretty disgusting. Now, the prosecution ends their letter to the judge by saying, quote, there are no conditions of bail that would assure the appearance and compliance of the defendant or the safety of others. Accordingly, any application for bail should be denied.
A year ago, Sean Combs stood in Times Square and was handed a key to New York City.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Today, he's been indicted and will face justice in the Southern District of New York. Second, we are not done. This investigation is ongoing, and I encourage anyone with information about this case to come forward and to do it quickly. Anyone with information can call 1-877-4-HSI-TIP. I want to...
Bro, don't say tip, bro. You might get Diddy aroused, bro. You gotta chill out, bro. You gotta change that. Like, what? Like, just be like, snitch. HSI snitch.
Express my deep appreciation for the victims and witnesses who have used their voices and helped bring this criminal conduct to light. We would not be here without them.
So what happened? Well, there was a hearing in front of the Honorable Robin F. Tarnofsky, a magistrate judge from the Southern District of New York, and arguments for and against bail were put forward by the prosecution and the defense. And remember, there is actually a presumption of detainment in this case. And the judge reportedly said that after listening to all the evidence, that the presumption has not been rebutted, meaning that Sean Combs is denied bail. He must remain behind bars. She reportedly said there was a significant amount of violence and weapons. There was the allegation of coercion of witnesses. And even though she seemed to thank his family for coming, she cannot release him at this time. Now, we will, of course, keep you updated on any and all developments in this case of Sean.
Nah, bro. What you learn, bro, this nigga is more freaking than we thought, bro. Like, I think bro just need rehab. Maybe jail is what he need to be, or, like, therapy or something. Like, why is this man this, like, hoard out, bro? Like, how can you even use 1,000 bottles of baby oil? Like, my God, bro. Like, how many times a day is you doing this? And like, bro, sometimes like he watches, sometimes he participating. Like, this crazy, bro. Like, y'all control yourselves, bro. I'm gonna leave y'all with a message, bro. Love yourself and make sure you move it in divine energy, bro. That's all I gotta say. I love y'all. Stay safe, and I'll see y'all next video. We out.